Unanimously passed a bill to end federal taxes on certain tips, and the bill establishes a new tax deduction of up to $25,000 for tips. Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen was on the Senate floor speaking about the bill and says that it's a good first step, she says, for hospitality workers here in Nevada.
Tips are how Nevadans pay their rent, cover their groceries, take care of their families, their kids. And Nevada has more tipped workers per capita than any other state. So this bill would mean immediate financial relief for countless hardworking families.
The bill will now head to the House. The Culinary Union is reacting to this, saying that it applauds Senator Cortez Masto and Jackie Rosen for taking on the cost of living for working families. The union now calling on congressional representatives in the House to take action as well. Now, to get some perspective on the no tax on tips legislation, let's go ahead and bring in Francine Lipman. She's a professor with the William S. Boyd School of Law at UNLV. We want to thank you, Professor Lipman, for joining us at this hour. This is something that the president campaigned on largely when he was here in town, and for good reason, because so many of the people who work in our area do depend on tips. What do you think about where this is heading so far and the likelihood of this actually becoming a thing that is in law forever?
Effective as of January 1st, 2025, which is the date that this act that was signed, or not signed, but passed unanimously yesterday by the Senate, because it was brought to the floor by Senator Jackie Rosen. She asked for unanimous consent and no one objected. So this is great news for Nevadans and, frankly, tip workers from sea to shining sea. I am hopeful because this part of the tax revolution that we're going to likely see from this administration is one small piece. As you know, the House has been trying to get passage of a much, much more significant bill. And I'm hopeful that the House to pass this one proposal, not muddy the waters with cuts to SNAP or Medicare or any of the other provisions in this significant tax bill as well as spending bill. So I'm hopeful. What has to happen, though, is the House has to bring it to a vote. I believe if the Speaker of the House brings it to a vote, it will pass. And what that means for Nevadans is effective as of January 1st, 2025. So not only immediately, but actually retroactive to the beginning of the year, their tips, as you said, up to $25,000 would be excluded from federal income tax.
All right, so a lot of people looking forward to this happening. You know, we did talk about perhaps the House muddying the waters there and maybe tacking it on to something else. Do you think that that is a possibility, especially when we're seeing so much support from it, not only from our local delegation here who represents us in Washington, but also the president himself? It does seem like all of them are behind this one way or the other.
That is true, but right now in the Rules Committee, they are looking at this significant bill, and frankly, what I've heard is that the Speaker of the House wants to take that piece and try to push it through, the significant effort. And I applaud Senator Rosen and Senator Cortez Masto, and frankly, the entire Senate for saying, let's do this. We made this promise, and let's actually implement something effective retroactively and make good on our promises.
Yeah, and with so many people here in the entertainment capital of the world depending on tips, you can certainly understand why this is one that a lot of people who are Southern Nevadans who call this place home, watching it to see what happens, and of course we'll stay on top of it as well. Thank you so much, Professor Lipman, for joining us and just spelling it all out for us.